Alright, so what's good? What's good? It's the one not only, but what do I know? Boxing back at y'all with another one, man, with my post-fight reaction to the Teofimo versus Sandor Martin fight. A lot of people saying it's a robbery. Before I get into the fight, man, it was a lot of check hooks landed by Sandor Martin. And for those that don't know what a check hook is, here's a perfect example of what a check hook is. Alright, this is a check hook. That's a check hook right here. That is the perfect example of a check hook. So when people are saying he was landing a lot of check hooks, that's what they were talking about, okay? That was like the ultimate check hook that was ever landed. Anyways, man, listen. So I hear a lot of people saying that this fight was a robbery, that Sandor Martin should have won the fight. Listen, I don't think it was a robbery at all. I had Teofimo winning 96 to 93. Granted that there should have been another knockdown in one of the later rounds. I can't remember what round, maybe the 6th round or something. It should have been a knockdown in there. But I had Teofimo winning, man. And this is why, all right? So in the first round, ultimately in a whole fight, Sandor Martin, he just was not, he was not, it's almost like he wasn't fighting to survive. He wasn't fighting to survive, because it's the difference between what Sandor Martin was doing and fighting to survive. However, Sandor Martin was waiting too much for Teofimo. Now I understand playing the bull and the matador, you know, that situation. But in this situation, Sandor Martin, I felt like he should have, even if his game plan was to counter and move, he still should have done more, especially with his jab. But I get it, you know, when you Teofimo likes to sit down on his punches, bro. He likes to have his feet planted. So I understand the purpose of him having movement to offset, you know, to make Teo have to reset and not be able to sit down on his punches. But Sandor Martin was just not doing enough for me to say that he won that fight, let alone took control of that fight. He did land some good check hooks. That's what I was showing you guys earlier. And what he would do is he'll wait for Teo. He would always punch second. Teo would be first and third, but Sandor Martin would always be second, and he would land. And he, like I said, he caught Teo with a check hook coming in. And even in the second fight punch that I thought should have been a knockdown was another check hook that he landed on Teo. They didn't give him the knockdown, but that definitely was a knockdown. But not much was going on. I mean, my issue, I think what it was is, and Andre Ward said it best. The burden is on Teo to look good, and it's like that when you have a well-known fighter against a not so well-known fighter. Even though Sandor Martin is coming off of he has a victory over Mikey Garcia. He's fought one since then. Teo is the more well-known fighter, so the burden is more on him to look good against Sandor Martin. I get that, but my thing is this: Sandor Martin made Teo's offense. He took away Teo's offense, but Sandor Martin's offense wasn't enough to say that he won the fight. All right, Teo was constantly hunting Sandor Martin down. I do wish Teo would have threw his jab, commit more to his jab more, rather than just pawing and using it as, like, I guess not even a rangefinder. I don't know what he was, just pawing with the jab or whatnot. And he was coming in the same exact way the entire fight. Teo made no adjustments whatsoever, but at the same time, he still, to me, he pressed the fight. He made the fight for what it was. Now I think it was Tim Bradley that was saying that Teo needs to throw more. No, well, somebody was saying that Teo needs to throw more combinations. I don't think it was Bradley, but my whole thing is this: when Sandor would get to the ropes, Teo will unleash combinations. But when you're fighting, and when you're fighting somebody that's constantly moving, it's hard for you to throw combinations. The perfect example of this is if you go and watch a Manny Pacquiao fight. Manny Pacquiao versus Antonio Margarito. Manny Pacquiao throw 1,000 punches around, right? He'll just throw punches. But when he's in there with somebody that's moving, because Pacquiao is a left-hand fighter, or a southpaw, I'm sorry, because he actually he doesn't even write with his left hand. He writes with his right hand. But Pacquiao's a southpaw. when he fights somebody that circles that pivots to their left a lot, like like Floyd Mayweather or a mover in general, not even just somebody that's a mover in general, you see those that punch output decreases because you're fighting a moving target. Teofimo did. I feel like he should have doubled his jab more, but more importantly, Sandor Martin was coming with that check hook whenever Tio would come in. I just wish Tio would have made more adjustments, but he didn't make the adjustments that he needed to, and which made for the fight to be kind of maybe was closer than what it should have been. All right, Sandor Martin. My biggest issue with him is just, again, he did not, his offensive output was not good enough for me to say that he won the fight. His style made Teofimo's offense look bad, but that's it. That was it. You know what I'm saying? If Teofimo, for example, if Teofimo's offense is normally a 10, he took his offense to about a 6 or a 5. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he didn't do anything to take control of the fight himself. He would rely on his check hook. He landed a few straight rights now here and there, but I don't think that he did what it take. I'm sorry, I don't think he did what it took for him to actually say that he won the fight. He just didn't do enough, man. You know, on one of the notes that I was saying, you know, I would really like for Tio to at least, you know, try, you know, like, you know, just to set himself up, like to double jab his way on the inside or whatever, and which Tio wasn't doing. He wasn't even throwing the jab, let alone a double jab. It was a poor performance by Tio, but I don't think Sandor Martin won the fight. I just don't think he did enough to win the fight. He did great. His lateral movements caused Teofimo to have big troubles. All right. I don't think he was there just to survive, but he just wasn't there he didn't do enough to win offensively. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you think won the fight? What do you want to see each guy do next? So like, comment, subscribe, but what do I know?